The individual that I feel should be added to Mount Rushmore is Roy Benavidez. He was born on August 5th, 1935, and sadly passed away on November 29th, 1998. He served as a Master Sergeant with the 5th SF Group in Vietnam and was awarded the Medal of Honor on February 24th, 1981 for his actions on May 2nd, 1968. I'm not going to go into all the details of what he did on that date because I feel that as an American, you should know what he did. You should have at least heard his story at least one time. He's basically an American hero. He saved countless lives of his fellow soldiers, and which brings me into my first point as to why I believe he should be added to Mount Rushmore. He's an American hero. He portrays everything that America stands for. If you've never given to your fellow soldiers or just the people you work with or your family, I feel that that is something you should do on a daily basis. He sacrificed his body and he put his life on the line for the men he served with. And even though as a civilian or a student, you may not be under fire every day, or you might not be risking your life every day at school or on the job or at home, but I believe that you can take away from his actions and maybe be a little selfless, which brings me to my second point. Just be selfless. Too many people today are selfish, and I feel that you should give a little bit more than what you normally do every day. Roy Benavidez, he is a great example of that. The American people need to be a lot more selfless and give to their communities or give to those people that may not have everything that you have. And if you look back onto his actions, if after this speech you want to go YouTube his story, or he has an amazing speech about his actions, you should do so and maybe take away from his speech what you can do to better yourself as an American or a student or soldier or whatever. Which brings me to my third point. He's an American. Race has nothing to do with this. He's the son of a Mexican immigrant and a Native American. I think people today are too wrapped up on race or creed or religion or whatever. This is a perfect example of he didn't care what race or religion or anything his fellow soldiers were on May 2nd, 1968. He risked his life to save the dead and dying, or the people that he may not have even known personally, but at the end of the day, he almost died because of his actions. And I think that's the most American thing you can do, is risk yourself to save others. I know you've all heard stories of people jumping on grenades to save their comrades. He didn't do that, but he went onto the battlefield without his weapon. He went with only a knife. That's only because he forgot his rifle on the helicopter. But nonetheless, he is an American hero, and I feel that every American should look up to him. George Washington, he's on Mount Rushmore. He was the commander. I think that the military has strong ties with who we are as Americans, and Roy Benavidez, he's possibly one of the best soldiers in the U.S. Army. Well, he's no longer in the Army, but at the time, he was probably one of the greatest Americans in Vietnam. So that is why I believe Roy Benavidez should be added to Mount Rushmore.